everyone, Helen here. How are you? I hope you're okay. Back again to chat to you today, and yeah, I'm fine. I'm just about managing to keep everything going. I think Vlogmas is always at the top of my list each day at the moment, and I don't know if everybody will get Christmas presents or what. It'll be what it'll be. So anyway, yes, I'm fine here, having a lot of fun as well. That's the main thing, isn't it? And having such a lovely time, just reading your comments each day. It's so nice to read those comments, and sometimes there's an extra special comment with a little bit of a story in it, and I often forget to tell you these stories. I read them and think, I must tell everybody that in case you haven't read the comments, because I know lots of you watch on the television and you can't even see the comments. You have to make a special effort to go and look on another device to see the comments. But anyway, I had to share this story with you today. It's from one of you lovely viewers, Linda, and she was telling me that her mom used to absolutely love taking in animals to rescue, just wild animals, I think. And one day a little baby squirrel followed her mum back to the car when she'd been having a picnic in the park, and it looked like a rather underfed and maybe not very well squirrel. So Linda's mum took it with her, took it home and cared for it for a few weeks, and eventually released it back into the place that she'd found it. But the lovely part of the story was that this squirrel, who was given the name Scrappy because he looked so scrappy and thin when he was found, when he followed Linda's mum, and he was the most spoiled squirrel ever. So he had a room to himself, and this room was really turned into a squirrel heaven, squirrel playground. And there were the curtains could act as tree trunks, and there were little boxes placed with a hole inside with pine needles put in the base of them in different places, high up places, so this squirrel could go exploring around the place. And there were little bowls of water, and I think the seeds and things, food, was hidden amongst the pine leaves and pine needles, and the branches and things. And this squirrel sounded like it had such a lovely time. And eventually, yes, it did fill out and no longer needed to be called Scrappy. But isn't that lovely? I just love people who just selflessly take in an injured or poorly animal and actually nurse them back to health. So it's so lovely. So thank you, Linda, for sharing that story with us. So yes, and that obviously the squirrel story was prompted by my squirrel here, who hasn't had anything else added to it yet. So I don't know if anything else is going to be given for the squirrel, but at the latest bit of the pattern, the mystery crochet along pattern, I'm going to sit there, is just it says it's a bauble, Christmas bauble. So I haven't taken a photo of it yet because it's in 2 parts. So the next part is today, but this was yesterday. So you can just about see that it's going to be a little bauble. I don't know whether maybe the squirrel is going to hold it or something. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Anyway, so a little bauble, and it didn't take me very long to do that. So that was quite good. And I have made a little start. I told you that I was going to do a little pattern called a Scandinavian Santa. So I've done a little bit of it. It won't take me very much longer to finish that because I'm decreasing now up towards the head and the hat. So I've just started the Santa's beard. But it was occurring to me that this would be the perfect little project for anybody who hasn't really done any colour work, or maybe not done very much, and you just want things to practice on, because it's just a short, a really short little piece. I don't know, I think I've got about less than 30 stitches anyway, and and so it's really easy to follow the chart. So it'll be a really, really good beginner thing. So I'm looking forward to finishing that and then doing some in some of the other colours that I've picked out. And so yeah, so two red and white things, wasn't it, today? A bauble and a Santa. So, and I'm using my favourite yarn for colour work, or one of my favourite yarns for colour work, and that's Shetland Spindrift. Yeah, that's what it's called. Shetland Spindrift yarn. It's just so good. I think because the yarn is a bit sort of, I don't know what the word is, hooky. It attaches itself to you know, the fibres kind of interlock, I think, and especially if you block it, it gives a really nice effect. So yes, so that's that. And then the rest of my crafty time has been things that I can't share with you quite yet, but I will definitely be sharing with you. Getting on quite well with my big project. Oh dear me. So yeah, I think that is all for today. I'm going to finish. What am I going to finish with today? All right, I just had to pause the video for a moment there and go and have a look in my notebook. Couldn't quite remember what else I was going to show you today. So I have got the next bit of the big project today, slightly different to what I've been showing you so far, and then a couple of poems. And the second of the two poems is one of my absolute favourite Christmas poems, and that's called Little Tree by E. Cummings. And I really love that one. I really love it. I don't know why I love it so much. I think it's because when you go out for a walk in the woods and you see the little baby Christmas trees growing, and sometimes I think about them, you know, growing a bit taller and then just being taken away from this lovely woodland setting to go into somebody's home. But this tree really, this poem, I mean, not this tree, the poem, the Little Tree, just makes you feel not so sad that the tree has been taken out of the forest, that it's going to be the centre of attention over the festive time. So yeah, so that's it now for today, and I will be back again tomorrow. But until then, take great care of yourself. Okay, bye.
Christmas at Four Winds Farm by Maureen Hazelhurst. With the tambourine tinkle of ice on the moor, and the winter moon white as a bone, my grandad and his father set out to bring Christmas home. A wild winter wizard had grizzled the gorse and spangled the splinter-sharp leaves, when the light of their wind-swinging lantern found a magical Christmas tree. From the glittering town at the end of the dale, the carols grew sweeter and bolder, as my grandad's smiling father carried Christmas home on his shoulder. Little Tree by E. Cummings. Little tree, little silent Christmas tree, you are so little, you are more like a flower. Who found you in the green forest, and were you very sorry to come away? See, I will comfort you, because you smell so sweetly. I will kiss your cool bark and hug you safe and tight, just as your mother would, only don't be afraid. Look, the spangles that sleep all the year in a dark box, dreaming of being taken out and allowed to shine. The balls, the chains, red and gold, the fluffy threads. Put up your little arms, and I'll give them all to you to hold. Every finger shall have its ring, and there won't be a single place dark or unhappy. Then, when you're quite dressed, you'll stand in the window for everyone to see, and how they'll stare. Oh, but you'll be very proud. And my little sister and I will take hands, and looking up at our beautiful tree, we'll dance and sing, Noel, Noel.